Hi, everyone. This is Bridget with BridgetWillard.com. I wanted to go ahead and do a quick live stream to talk about the process of self-publishing. Now, I published 5 books in the last 12 months. One is with Warren Lane Nida, which is on his author page. But I've was just at a lunch where I got this question, so I thought, maybe, just maybe, we would be able to have this conversation, and then you could ask me some questions about how this process works and what it is that you need to do in order to be a self-published author on Amazon.com. So I'm just going to do a little bit of administrative things. I'm going to tweet this link out. So go ahead. If you are watching this on Facebook, on my Facebook page, make sure to allow Streamyard to use your comments. So let's see. I'm live on how to self-publish with Kindle Create. Kindle Create is awesome. There's no upfront fees, okay? And this is the part that's really important. And also, I've learned a lot from participating in 5 books, okay? So get ready to log in either on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, to ask me questions, or on my Facebook page, wherever you're watching this. If you're not watching live, that's okay. Leave a comment. I'll do my best to also answer that question. And let's see, marketing Twitter, and I have posted that. All right, so I am live on that, and now I'm going to put the link, just in case you're watching this on Facebook and you prefer to comment on YouTube, you can do that there as well. And let's see, I'm live answering questions. It is, let's see, it's like 80 degrees. I just had a great meeting with Genevieve and Rhonda. I love the South Texas people, and the South Texas culture is amazing. If you want to know more about what I like about Texas, then definitely you can ask me those questions as well. But before I get back into doing my client work, I wanted to make sure that you could participate in this. So let's see. It's supposed to be working. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The shadow knows. All right. So here's the thing. Let's talk about self-publishing. So one of the things that I did was I had this idea about dysfunctional love songs. Okay. So it's basically a devotional or a affirmation self-help book with a little bit of humor. I got this picture from Unsplash. I used Amazon's cover creator. This is available in paperback and in Kindle. All right. So Nathan said to me, "Hey, why aren't you publishing books?" And I'm like, I don't know, Nathan Ingram from iThemes. I wasn't really sure if I wanted to do it, right? So here's the thing. He told me about Amazon's self-publishing, which is Kindle Direct Publishing. So kdp.amazon.com has all the things you need to know in order to get this going. So I thought, okay, it was April. I said, I will write 1 chapter a day. It's 21 chapters. in April. I did this in April of 2020. My best friend Sarah Pressler edited this. And the reason why I got Dead Flowers is because it's about dysfunctional love songs, right? So the process with this book was I started a Google Doc. I downloaded the free template that Amazon self-publishing gives you. So if I'm talking about Amazon self-publishing, I'm talking about things on kdp.amazon.com, just for the future. So for Kindle Direct, they give you a document. Now it's kind of like tricky because they recommend that you don't format it. So the things that, the title page, that's automatic. The table of contents, that's automatic. Forward comes next. And preface is also extra. So when you are writing your book to self-publish, what you want to do is start with the actual content in either your Google Doc or Microsoft Word. So write your book, okay? Do a chapter a day. Pair it with something else, right? I put it on my calendar and I was like, done, 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 okay? It was something I decided to do for myself. I was either going to write it as a blog post or I was going to write it as a book. So you know what? Books are better than blog posts because first of all, you can touch it, you can smell it, you can write on it, you can give it to people, you can hand it to people. It's a valuable resource. And also, Amazon.com has really good domain authority. So when it links back to your website, all right, so start your Google Doc or your Word doc and write it out. Don't format. You put the title in all caps and just write. Now, if you can have somebody else or Grammarly, use Grammarly to do kind of the proofreading. If you can read it or get somebody else to read it for editing, that's great. If you can't, that's fine. Once you're finished writing that, then you want to start doing your marketing materials. So, the other materials, right? So you want to write your acknowledgement, your dedication, your about the author, because this will also be asking, Kindle will also ask you about this, right? So when you're on this Kindle Direct page, it's going to ask you all these questions, right? Self-publishing. It's going to tell you everything, what to do, all this stuff. You click there, learn how easy it is. It tells you exactly what to do, all the book details, all the editions, the authors, everything. It's all here. It's a lot of reading, but it's there. And you can do it. I believe in you. So it's totally fine. Now, what you're going to do is have that all ready, just like a cooking show. Have the picture you want on the back ready. Have the copy for the back of the book ready. They will assign the ISBN for you, and they will make this barcode for you, okay? That is one of the great things about KDP, is that they will assign an ISBN for you for the Kindle version. So once you go in there, you enter all the details, your name, what you want it to say for the marketing copy. You'll go through all that process. Now, once it assigns you that ISBN, now it's tricky. Now you got to go back to your document and save that ISBN number, okay? Now what you're going to do is, so you could do this first or last, but after the 5th book, I was like, okay, I'm doing this first. And that's how Warren and I did it. So we got all that ready and then we saved it as a draft. Now, download the Kindle Create Program to your actual laptop or machine. Then you're going to save that document. If it's a Google document, you're going to save it as a DOCX file, DOCX. That's a Microsoft doc and your Microsoft Word doc. And then you're going to upload that into Kindle Create. If you already did it in Microsoft, fine. If you did it in Pages, save it as a DOCX, fine. You really don't want it formatted because now you're going to import it into the Kindle Create program. It is going to look at all those capitalized titles and ask you which of those are chapters, and you're going to select them. This is the only time you can do it. You can't do it any other time. So be sure you're ready to do that. Now, you are going to select the ones that are chapters, and then it creates a table of contents for you. No more futzing. In the beginning process now, you're going to select what size book you want. I like 5x8. I think this is a great size. I did 3 books this way. Warren likes 6x9, and I did 2 books this way. So whatever way you like. Now, the bigger the book, the smaller the spine, right? So now this book is super small, which means you're not going to be able to have any text on the spine. Same with this one. No text on the spine. No text on the spine. This one has text on the spine, but it's super hard to read. Okay? So just keep that in mind. Now, if you want to use the cover creator that Amazon uses, which I did with both of these, then you're either going to want to use a photo like I did with this. I got it off of Unsplash, or use one of their templates like this. I was like, I wrote this book on a Sunday, 7,000 words, the definitive guide to Twitter marketing in December. So I didn't care. I just wanted to publish it. Nobody proofread it. So if there's mistakes, well, welcome to the club. If you don't have mistakes in your book, then you're not an author. This was professionally designed by my very best friend, Rhonda Nygaard from Fat Dog Creatives. So we didn't want to back on this. I wanted it simple on this one. We even have a quote from somebody who thought I was doing a good job. Look at it. It's like James Bond. Goldfinger. Okay. This one I designed in Canva with their books. Now, I'm going to tell you, and Rhonda's going to tell you the same thing. The template for their designs is ridiculously frustrating. You will be frustrated 100%. So I was just telling a lady today, like, just do their thing. It's just easier. Because why are you publishing? First of all, so you have something to hand someone, right? But also fill up your bookshelf. This is what makes you the subject matter expert in people's eyes, right? If you wanted to be a public speaker and if you want to be teaching, this is important. Like, I have 5 books, and the next one, there will be 2 more of these for nonprofits and schools. I'll have 2 more that I'm doing with Warren Lane Nida. Okay. So, all right. Now, so after you figure out all that stuff, what you want on the back, who you are as an author, all of that, all the acknowledgments, then you're in your Kindle Create, right? Now you're formatting. They have 4. You're back in Kindle Create. Sorry, I had to tell you all that. You're back in Kindle Create. Now, in Kindle Create, you have 4 templates to choose from for how this book looks. Now, remember, the Kindle Create program is optimized for Kindle readers and the Kindle app. So if you have written a document that has quotes from other people, be sure to link that in the text. That is one form of formatting you want. You don't want to mess around with line spacing or anything else like that, but you definitely want to link things. And if you are, writing something that should have a bibliography, then do it MLA style. With Google Docs, this is very easy to cite, and that's a good way to do it. So after you go through all the steps, then you're going to save. Okay, here's another thing you've got to know about Kindle Create. You have to save manually. It's like when I was a secretary, Control S, Control S, Control S. You've got to keep saving it. And it will remind you, but this is not a cloud-based situation that's auto-saving for you like Google Docs. So be sure to save. Okay, so now it's totally formatted. You're going to publish it, which exports a KDP file. Go back to kdp.amazon to your bookshelf, and go look at your draft that you started. Then you are going to go through that process of uploading the manuscript and then the cover creator. It will ask you to preview it. You're going to preview it. You're going to say, okay, if it's okay. And then you're going to do the pricing. Now you have choices in the pricing of whether or not you want it to be distributed everywhere. If you want it to be part of the Kindle lending library, which I do, and whether or not what royalty you want it to be. Now you control your price. There's a certain minimum, but depending upon how you price it, that's kind of a marketing thing, right? One of the secret marketing things is asking people to add it to your wish list so it could be the most wished for. One of my friends only uploaded a Kindle version and made it $1 and then asked a bunch of people to buy it so that more than 100 were purchased so you could be a top author. So it just kind of depends on why you're doing it, right? Do you want to be a top author, or do you want to have a book that people will buy and respect? So pricing is kind of tricky. It's just like when you're a musician and you have a concert. If you have a free concert, people think they don't need to come. If you charge, then they're like, oh, this is worth going to. So when I released this book, Keys to Being Social, in October of 2020, I made it $10 because of the pandemic. But on January 1st, 2021, I raised the price to $24.97 or something, around $25, because that's what it's worth. And I'm not interested in selling it for less than that, right? Okay. So you've uploaded, you made the price. Now, it's going to take up to 48 or 72 hours, depending on how fast they are. They will email you when it's ready. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to convert that into the paperback version. So you kind of have to go through the steps all over again for the paperback version. So remember that ISBN number? See, I'm going out of order, and I've done this 5 times. That ISBN number needs to be put into the title page of Kindle Create before you export it. Don't forget that. See, I already forgot it. That it's weird, the order. It's like you don't get assigned the ISBN until you start the project, but you need the ISBN in Kindle Create. So don't do Kindle Create first, because then you'll have to go back and put the ISBN number there. And if it's not right in the paperback version, because it's not required for Kindle, but in the paperback version, it is required. If it's not right, then it'll be kicked back. Learn from my mistakes. Okay. So after that's done, then you're going to go through those same steps. So that's why it helps to have a Google Doc or Word doc with all of your marketing copies. So you're just going copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. Now, one of the things that frustrates me about Amazon is that their featured images, like when you share those posts on social media, it's like this with white boxes all. It's not a good picture. So for the Kindle version, you can make a 1200 by 628 image if you make a landing page on your website, which I highly recommend, and then a bit.ly link that goes to the Amazon store. And that way you know how many people are really clicking. That's some marketing advice for you. But what you're going to want to do is for Kindle, they only want this size of an image, just that. And they tell you what to do. But for the paperback, if you design your cover, they need this whole thing. There's a lot of math with plus and minus and margins and blah, 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 blah. That's why, even though it's super rad to have a custom cover, it's rad to have a custom cover. And this is even the one this is the outdated one. This is the first version. It doesn't look like this anymore. It's kind of frustrating. It's a little bit frustrating. I'm sorry, but it is. That's the truth. So, I mean, Rhonda's like, I'm never designing. I love you, but I'm never going to do this for you again. Like, I get it. I 100% get it. So, okay, you uploaded it. You have your cover. You have the picture for this size, and you can make the cover different if you want for Kindle. I don't recommend doing that because it ends up looking different and it's just very frustrating to your author, to the people searching for you and searching in your store. So then you're going to price it, and this, again, it's 48 to 72 hours before it's ready. Now, with the second book, which is this one, because Dysfunctional Love Songs was a test pilot for Keys to Being Social. Now I knew what to do. I had an editor. We went through it like 5 times, but this was 5 years of blogging in this series before it became a book. And that's 5 years of growing as a writer. Whereas this was written in a month, this was written in a day, this was written in 2 months, and this was written in December. Again, so with how to market your plugin, I did the same strategy, 1 chapter a day. Okay, you have to give yourself goals or you're not going to do it. You're not going to do it. And then you got to reward yourself like, okay, I can have my ice cream after I write my chapter. You know, if the book isn't published, then it's not a book, right? So so now let's do some marketing. Until I get some questions from y'all, I'm going to just tell you some more stuff. All right. I highly recommend telling people that you're writing this book while you're writing it. It will keep you accountable, and then they will know about it already and hear it. Don't expect 100 people to buy your book. Now, I'll tell you, I have 17,000 people on Twitter. Did I even get 10% buying this book? Probably not. That doesn't mean that they're not going to. It doesn't mean that it didn't get into the hands of the right people, right? I still have something to give to somebody. Now, landing page. Get signups. This is a good time to work that email list you have. Start a weekly newsletter that these people get. Now, when people sign up for my plugin, Launch with Words, they get put on my newsletter also. If they don't want to be on the newsletter, they can definitely unsubscribe. Today, I will be writing my newsletter and also linking to this video because a lot of my clients and a lot of my base really want to get their words out, you know? And sometimes it's about being first, you know? Has anybody written about marketing a WordPress plugin? Yes, me. That's it, right? So that's fine. Yeah, some things are saturated, like social media. That's saturated. Self-help, saturated. But still, people like your voice, and it's about you. So in your own mindset, make it a real goal. Make a landing page. Email in your email client. I use MailChimp. Email those people that are interested. Get them to sign up on that landing page. Tweet out that landing page. Tell people about your process. You're not going to give anything away that people are going to steal. You know why people aren't going to steal? Because they're too lazy to execute, or they're too scared to execute, or they're too timid to execute. The only thing that stands in your way from publishing is you. Sure, you have a lot going on. You have kids, you have a husband, you have dogs, you have a farm, you have chickens, whatever's going on. But if you want to do this, you can do it. You can do it by yourself if you want to. Literally, 7,000 words, wrote it in one day. I just decided I was going to do it, you know? And that matters. Like, sit down at your computer, put your phone in the other room. My phone's not in here, you know? Tell your husband to take the kids away for a weekend and get it done. You deserve it. You deserve to meet your goals and to have that happening. Also, after your book is sold, don't be afraid to keep talking about it. So I feel like, yeah, nobody bought my book, or I wanted to sell 100, but I only sold 67, that kind of stuff. It doesn't matter, because this is not, I didn't write a book about TikTok and TikTok's gone. If I wrote about a book about Google Plus and I waited too long, then maybe I'd be in trouble. Maybe Clubhouse is going to expire. So maybe you can write about your experience on Clubhouse, or you can write about podcasting and how you've taken what you've learned on Clubhouse and imported that into Twitter Spaces or Instagram, or using Anchor.fm to have your podcast. Or like even me, I'm using Streamyard. And actually, it's not that expensive. It's only $25 a month if you pay monthly. If you want to pay annually, it's only $20 a month. So not that big of a deal, not a big expense. You have a YouTube channel. If you have a Google account, just make it happen. Canva.com is a great resource for us. I made the banner that you're looking at. I just typed in StreamYard and they had a banner. I used my brand colors from my brand palette that Rhonda assigned me, right? So easy peasy. You don't have to make things super complicated. I'm one of those people that believes that just get it done, right? Just do it. The poster behind me says, what Texans can dream, Texans can do. And it's true. But also, who's in your way? Normally, it's just ourselves. So here's some other things I learned. This one was just use their own assets, do their cover creator. This one was, if you are taking blog posts and using those as the source material, you may spend a year putting this together. This was 5 years writing and 1 year until it became a thing. I started it at Thanksgiving of 2019 and it was published in October of 2020. That's reality. This was intentionally written. Yes, Warren and I both had, we worked around the clock, literally, because he's in 6 hours ahead in Europe. And so I would write, then he would write, I would write, then he would write. We assigned each other chapters. Then after one of us wrote, then the other person proofread it, right? Then after we were done, we read it through again. He's a faster reader than I am, so he downloaded it, ran it through Grammarly on his machine, uploaded it back. And then here's what he learned from this. He did not like the formatting that came with using the Kindle Create. So what he did was he took this and formatted it for a 6x9 document, and then added a header and a page number. Okay. And we uploaded a PDF. We uploaded a PDF for this because we did not like how it handled bullets. Oh my gosh, bullets in Kindle Create are the worst. They wouldn't line up. It was so annoying. It was, so he spent a lot of time formatting this. And when we do the next one, we're going to do it all for Kindle and then take that document and format it for the paperback. So that was one thing we learned, divide and conquer. Hey, it goes on both of our author profiles, right? So if you're going to co-write a book with somebody, that's a fast way to get it done. For this one, again, I did it the way that Kindle did it, and it's fine. No, did I do a PDF? I did a PDF. So I did the PDF for this one too, because like the way it looks is so much better. I can use clearer text and not their ugly, format. So it kind of depends on what you want and what you're willing to, the amount of work you're willing to put in. But again, this one was on sale for $10 until this month, when it's now $25, because it's completely tells you how to do it. And there's links to documents like a sample marketing brief and all that kind of stuff. So let's sum it up. Write in Google Docs, do not format it. Put your chapter titles in caps. Start a different document for all of the marketing copy. That's the sales copy that goes on Amazon and your landing page. May as well start at the same time. Also about the author, get that all written up. Ask somebody to write a foreword. So in this one, my friend Rochelle Wise wrote the foreword. Sorry, this one. Rochelle Wise wrote the foreword. This one, the foreword was written by Adrian Toby. I reached out to a bunch of people and got quotes. There's a lot of research into this one. It has a bibliography that I formatted this bibliography. That's how you know. It's like way easier to read than the one that came from Kindle. And then again, use links in your document. This one also has footers, which KDP does not support in Kindle Create. So those are some things I've learned. Now we're 30 minutes in. I have 0 people watching. That's fine. So Rhonda says 1 chapter a day, and she's right. 1 chapter a day makes a big difference. 1 chapter, it's not that hard. So what's important is that you decide. You see, the tools are there. The tools are free. Canva is free. Google Docs is free. KDP is free. Unsplash is free. It's all free. So you want to build up your bookshelf so that you have a bunch of people going to your website, going to Amazon. You want Amazon results when you have Google My Business. When people search for you, you want that. That matters. So let's. I can actually do a quick Google search and then share it with you. Let's see. I will share this window really quick for the people who are actually paying attention. All right, so this is Google, and I'm going to type in Bridget Willard. I mean, I know it's not a incognito, but so here's my business on Google. Here's Google My Business right here. So I have Google My Business right here, okay? And then which I have also added all of my books as products. Google My Business is a really great way, well, these 3 books anyway, the ones that deal with marketing. Get them here, get them on your thing. Now, here is the rest of the results, right? So here, this is only viewable by me, okay? So the regular people would see my website. Then they see tweets, okay? So I've been talking to people about how tweets are indexed and how it's really important. All I typed was Bridget Willard, and here are my tweets 30 minutes ago, 6 hours ago, 13 hours ago, like that. There's a carousel, and then I can view them on Twitter. Now, there's one of my Twitter accounts. There is me on LinkedIn, YouTube. Then there's some photos of me. That's a featured image of me. Old pictures. These are all pictures of me, right? Then it's Instagram. Then it's Facebook. Facebook again. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so let's go back. Is it under shopping? Maybe. Let's see. Shopping. Yep. If I click shopping, there it is. Definitive Guide. I don't know what those books are. That's kind of weird. If I go under, let's see, I'll go back and I will go to news. There's me. Weekend Photos. That's also has that photo. This is an article with Launch with Words. I'm not even sure what that is. It's definitely not me. So there's that. And then you can type in books, right? Let's see if it shows that way. Yeah. So if I type in books, here are the links to Amazon right there. Boom. Amazon.com. Boom. Amazon.com. Goodreads, which is also an Amazon.com thing, right? And that's from my website, Books by Bridget Willard. There's my bio about books. There's Hopeless Romantic, Online Marketing, Virtual World. Those are images for Bridget Willard books, right? This is the book I wrote with Warren, right? Here's another book thing. Here's Bridget Willard from, here's the bookshop. Kim Doyle talked about it, right? So you have a lot of options to use this as a very inexpensive way to boost your personal SEO. And I always tell my friends, it's all about the bookshelf. It's all about the bookshelf, right? One of my goals is to do another book about why women need FU money or MAD money. But I'm not quite ready to write about that. Another topic I want to write about is lessons from nature. Like, did you know that hummingbirds, we always think of them as having to eat all the time, and they do because they have a high metabolism. But did you know that they hibernate every single night? So they know how to work hard, but they also know how to rest hard. There could be some lessons there, right? Not quite sure, but definitely the only online book you need for your small business. The next one is coming out in July, which is the only online book you need for your nonprofit. We're actually starting writing that this month. So thanks for tuning in, whether you are live or whatever. If you have questions, I'm happy to answer them in the comments because I actually pay attention to my notifications. Whoa, that's crazy. All right, everyone. I'm going to talk to you later. Bye.